Boom. All right, we are live. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's see. Today I'm just gonna be watching the lovely press conference by the Raiders today. And just talking about new hire Pete Carroll. So 3 hours. Ooh, whoa. All right, we're gonna watch Richard Sherman's video on it, and we will watch Pat McAfee's video on it because I'm not about to watch this for 3 minutes and see what Mark has to say, and then just see what else other people are saying. So, but before we do that, I have a package to open. What do we got? We got a glove and we got a towel. Towel is from 2021 Broncos W. Thank you to my boy. And right, we got boom. What's up on T6? How you doing, brother? Thank you for being here tonight. Just got this one. Boom. Should I turn the light off? There we go. Boom. And this is from, I already have it pulled up. Oh, wait. There we go. Boom. Just got this sent. It is Crab's glove from this Titans game. If you can see his little gray glove right here. Boom. So just got that sent over. Crab is one of my favorite Raiders. This thing's huge because Crab has some big ass hands. So yeah, this is my new gift to myself, I guess. It's actually really nicer than I thought. All right. Let me switch this to YouTube. All right. Let's see what
we learned on the internet that Pete Carroll has 3 team rules, and I'll tell you, fantastic stuff here. This was put out on the internet. We learned Harbaugh's life rules from McCarty gave to Schefter. Here's Pete's. Protect the team. Be mindful of your teammates on and off the field. If you see them on the verge of making a mistake or doing something that's going to get them in trouble, the onus is on you to step in and correct the situation. No whining, no complaining, no excuses. If it's raining, Carroll doesn't want to hear your gripes, and then be early. That sounds simple, but it's a sign of respect. Your time is not more important than the greater group. Those are 3 easy rules, 3 good life rules. I think the Raiders are in a good spot. That's why Pete Carroll was brought in there to kind of change the culture. We'll continue on YouTube, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and TikTok Live. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I did. That came up quickly.
A lot of words per minute
came
there.
Up very quickly there. Did not expect that. But Pete Carroll's 3 rules. I love it. Good life mottos, too. Now, it's hard to be early for everything, especially outside of the football world. I'm going to be honest. I was never late for a single football meeting ever. I was normally early because Rich Rodriguez had the whole, 10-minute window where he could walk in like he was Stone Cold Steve Austin with the glass breaking. And the meeting starts at 4, but
I already see like Richard Sherman watching this and just kind of crying about it because, Russell Wilson got to show up late. Russell Wilson got to do this. We didn't get to criticize Russell Wilson in the meeting room. But, I mean, come on. Everyone knows quarterbacks has different rules. And it's not like Russell Wilson, I don't think, puts things before his team. I think he just keeps himself very busy. And so, quarterbacks have a busier schedule. And so, I don't know. It's just funny hearing this, and then I already know what Richard Sherman's going to say.
Actually, it starts at like 3:50, so you need to be in there about 3:49, because even though it starts at 4, he could walk in there 3:53, 3:54, could walk in at 4. Whatever the case is, you need to be ready. So that kind of got drummed in there, and then in the NFL, obviously, they fine you. I didn't want to lose any money, but also I'm the punter. Why am I showing up late to anything? I didn't. In life, it's going to be hard to get me on time for some shit. I don't have as high of an urgency for some things.
Standard, sure.
Yeah. Also, you can utilize it as leverage, too, in certain situations. that's neither here nor there. But yes, I love these life lessons here from Pete Carroll. Easy to see why he's won basically everywhere, D-Bud.
Yeah, I love number one, protecting the team. We always talk about being accountable.
All right, they're not showing the press conference at all. Let's see if we can skip some of the press conference. We'll do this.
Giving me an amazing.
We'll begin with some opening remarks from General Manager John Spytek, followed by Head Coach Pete Carroll, and then we'll open it up for questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for the introduction. I cannot express how great.
Morning. Here to introduce the General Manager, Las Vegas Raiders, John Spytek. Raiders, Pete Carroll.
Bro, Mark Davis doesn't look real. There's no way he looks real in that suit. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to have some things to say afterwards, but right now I'm going to let you get to these guys and learn about what the future of the Raiders holds for us.
Why do they look so confused? Especially Mark. He's done this like 20 times already.
Also, I'd like to introduce the families of John's wife, Kristen. Here they are. And Jack, Tom. Children, please give them a hand.
Did he have to walk back because they're uncoordinated on to do this press conference, or what? He just walked from the podium awkwardly to the little stage area and then back to the podium to make sure he introduced family. So come on, Mark. This is like what, 10th head coach? You know how to do this, man.
And then, of course, Pete's wife, Glenna, is also here. Give them a hand. Want to welcome them to the Raider family. And let's go.
We'll begin with some opening remarks from General Manager John Spytek, followed by Head Coach Pete Carroll, and then we'll open it up for questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for the introduction. I cannot express how grateful and excited I am to be here, to be given this opportunity, to be a part of an iconic cornerstone franchise like this. So dream come true for me, with many dreams still out in the future to get accomplished. This isn't the final goal, but this was certainly one of my career goals, and just so grateful for the time, the belief in me, and
Why doesn't Pete have a Raider pin on? I'm here to see Pete in some Raider stuff, and looks like he's wearing some not even Raider colors right now. What's going on, Pete?
Coach Carroll, to do our thing and make this organization proud. It means a lot to see so many people here. They've seen some familiar faces, and I can't wait to get to know you all better and work hand in hand with all of you. So I want to thank the interview group as well. It was a tremendous experience sitting in front of those people, having them answer questions, having them throw questions at me, having them challenge me. To have their belief as well, along with Mark's, is just something that is empowering. It gives me confidence, and I feel that they made a great decision. So I couldn't be more excited to be here. I want to thank the Glazer family too for having me the last 9 years. It was an awesome opportunity to work for a great franchise. They are an awesome ownership group. They gave us all the resources to do our jobs well. Proud what we accomplished there, and just grateful to have had the opportunity to work for them. I want to thank some of my mentors that I would not be here without. Tom Heckert, the late Tom Heckert, who believed in me when I was a young scout, young cocky scout, 24 years old, out of Michigan. Thought I knew everything, but he took me under his wing, gave me opportunities, and really that's what, to me, Jason Light, my boss the last 9 years at Tampa, believing in me when I was a young scout as well in Philadelphia, giving me an amazing chance to help lead a franchise at a young age, at 35 years old. I worked every day to make him proud.
For everybody
You know,
who's
we
just
accomplished
joining,
a lot
thank you for
together, and
joining.
I'm just so
Or just
grateful for
watching
him.
this
And then
press
two of my other
conference.
mentors from
Talking
the
about it.
dreaded
Any
Denver
comments?
Broncos. I have to say it though, Matt Russell,
Any,
John
you
Elway
know,
from my time there.
opinions about it? Let me
They
know.
picked me up when I was kind of at a low in my professional career and gave me an opportunity to kind of revitalize myself, reshape myself, and chase a passion again. My family sitting in the front row here, I'm going to try not to get too choked up. My wife, Kristen, is my rock. She is the strongest person I know. She is a unbelievable mother to these two boys, Jack and Tommy down here, who I couldn't be more proud of. They're doing awesome right now. They're behaving. They look awesome in silver and black. And they cannot wait for me to shut up so they can go back out and throw balls all over the practice field out there. But you're going to see my wife around a lot. She is going to be a big pillar in this community. We're going to be big pillars in this community for us to give back. And she's as tough as they come too. So I promise
That's
you,
dope.
I'm ready for this job because she's harder on me at home than anybody else is when it comes to football. My mom and my dad, I wish they could be here today. My dad is actually getting hip surgery right now, a hip replacement, so he can get back on the golf course and pickleball. I love you both. I would not be here without your love and support. You showed me what it is to be a parent, to support children. And, you know, I think these two are doing so well right now because of the gifts that my mom and dad gave me and the support they gave me growing up. A couple more people here. My high school coach, Bill Young, one of the winningest coaches in the history of the state of Wisconsin. I learned at a young age what it looks like, how to compete. I've never forgot it. He's still coaching to this day. He's like 75 years old. He can't give it up and win state championships all the time. So, Coach, I hope you're out there watching somewhere. I love you. Thanks
Why are you looking at me?
Just a guy that loves football, just like you. A couple more here, then I'll turn it over to this guy.
Sorry, my bad.
Lloyd Carr and the University of Michigan for giving me a chance to follow my first football dream, to play at the greatest university there is. I know a lot of people would disagree with that, but we have the most wins all time, and I will not apologize for that. So
What's up?
I learned
Alpha
about what
Kasi?
team is
How
about,
you doing,
what
brother?
selflessness is about, what toughness is about, what competitive stamina is about. And
I think this was the
that's gonna
first
be
time I
some of the
said your name
pillars that we
correct.
talk about and,
Thank you.
and enforce here.
Go.
All the scouts that I've worked with throughout my career, I learned so much from you. This is not me sitting up here. I feel like this is us sitting up here. I tried to learn so much from every person that I was around, from the Eagles to the Browns to the Broncos to the Bucks, and now here. I don't pretend to have all the answers. I met so many wonderful people along the way that I worked great with that helped me.
I don't know. So far, this guy, he seems very, very humble. You know, he's not coming in cocky. I don't know if I like that. Like, I like it as a human. That's dope. But I want my general manager to be a little bit of a douchebag. You know, that's need him to go into that trading room with some confidence and talk business. So, I mean, he's saying good stuff, but I want to see some fire in him. You know.
And get to where I'm at. And then the final people I want to thank are the players. To me, this game has always been about the players. I have a love affair of watching this game. I have a love affair of watching players compete. They're the ones that lay it on the line every Sunday, Monday night. My respect for them is immense. And I would not be here without.
Unless that's the energy we're
players
just gonna
that
have.
I've been a part on
Right,
the
'cause
teams I've
Pete's
been a
like
part
a
of, the Tristan
wholesome,
Wirfs
humble
of the
guy.
world, the Peyton Mannings of the world, the Demarius Thomases of the world. I mean, I could go on and on. Joe Thomas. I mean, I've been around truly some of the great players of the last 20 years, and I've got to see what it looks like, what greatness looks like, what competitiveness looks like. I see Max standing back there. He embodies all that stuff that we're talking about, and I just love watching players compete and perform, and I am so grateful to all the men that competed and laid it on the line so I could sit in a spot like this today. And the last thing I want to say before I turn it over to Coach is when I dreamt about having one of these jobs, I always wanted it to be with an iconic franchise like the Raiders. I'm not sure I ever got far enough in my dreams as a young kid in Pewaukee, Wisconsin, that I could be sitting up here today with the Raiders. But here I am. And there's just some teams where it means a little bit more. There's just some teams where they deserve to be the NFL's better when they're crushing it. And to have been given that responsibility is not something I take lightly, but I am extremely honored and humbled. So I appreciate you all. I look forward to getting to know all your names, getting to know all you better, talking with you, and build this thing the right way. So the Raider Nation can be proud. The former players for the Raiders can be proud. And, you know, we can be where some of these teams are now, still playing. That's the goal. So thank you all.
So yeah, I mean, same thing. Saying good stuff. Um, you know, he seems very humble, very, very good, right? Very professional. But we'll see. We'll see. The last GM, Tom Telesco, he did okay in the draft, but that was pretty much all he did, right? We need those trades executed. So depending on his position here, right, he may end up being just the fall guy, right? Like Tom Brady may be the actual GM running it. This guy just gives his opinion a little bit, and then if it doesn't work out, they're gonna blame him, right? You can't blame Tom, or kind of have that public relations or aura around Tom that he can't do these things. So we get the GM in place to kind of take those hits, which is not a bad paying job, right? So I mean, I like what he's saying, but let's. I'm here for Pete. I'm here for Pete.
This this special day is unique and for so many reasons. I first want to say I'm so fired up to be here with John, and because I know that first time around is really something, and so we're gonna celebrate this in a fantastic way. We're gonna partner in this thing. It's so important that our relationship is dynamic and extraordinary and true, and so you'll see that come in time. So nice job, man. Congrats.
Let's go.
Being a kid that grew up in Gate Park, and then the Raiders came to town, and when you're in the Bay Area, you can take sides and all, but the Raiders captured me a long time ago, and I'm just filled with gratitude to be part of this. There's so many elements that made this come together that are so special and so unique, and as you heard John, start right with family and the support that we get. My wife Glenna is here. That she's been through it all. We've been through every imaginable experience in this game, and she has stood so strong with me, and she's meant everything in the world. She's been involved with this process all the way throughout, and side by side, we're here, and so we're really excited about that. Got a big family, because you mentioned the numbers. I've got grandkids, and I love them, and we got a bunch of them, and we got a whole family to follow this venture that we take here. This really begins with the Davis family, and I grew up under Mark's dad, watching this program come together. But I've seen in such short order, just in this.
Did he just say he grew under Mark's dad, Al? There it is. I mean, I'm sure there's more stories about it, but I just was like, dang, like, I wonder how deep this goes, right? Like, I wonder if he's ever met Al, and stuff like that. Just I love hearing people talk about how, Al's stories and just how much tape he watched, how much he loved the game. And let's go. Got me more fired up. Let's go, Pete.
This time that we've come together to get to this point, Mark Davis put together an extraordinary group to make this happen and make this a unique opportunity in the league, and a unique opportunity for the Raider Nation and for our fans that will follow us. And it's one of a kind. And he's assembled a group to support us that I know that John and I have just been knocked out by ownership that is one of a kind. And Egon Durbin is part of this. Michael Meldman is part of this. Tom Wagner's part of this. But when Mark figured out how valuable it would be to put Tom Brady in this mix and bring that kind of football background and history, Mark made a great move. And it's our job to.
Sorry to keep pausing it, but this is where I'll disagree. I feel like Mark was, he did make a good move, right? But I'm not going to give him credit for it. I feel like he was just throwing a bunch of Patriot crap at the wall, and hopefully something sticks, right? And now we got Tom in the mix. So that's my opinion on what Mark Davis is doing. Let me know what y'all think.
Celebrate that for Mark and to make sure that this comes to life the way it can, with great possibilities and great future and the immediate future as well. So my hat's off to you guys. I'm so fired up that we're doing this together, and it's going to be unique, and they're going to be surprised what as far as for my opportunities, I've been all over the place. You guys all know that, and I've had great chances to start up programs that had faltered in the past. And when we went to USC, it was after being fired a couple times, and I've been through that. And I was a young coach and found out I didn't know anything after my experiences, but had an opportunity to find my philosophy and my approach. And following the New England days, and the next stop was USC, and that university was an extraordinary match for me at the time. They were struggling. We put something together. We did something historic there on the really based on a philosophy that came out of all of the years before, the 27 years it took me to get to that point in my coaching career. And to me, I look back at the days in Los Angeles at SC as really the building blocks of the philosophy that we were able to take to Seattle, and to carry the mentality and the approach and the design of it and the culture that we established into the NFL to see if it would work. It was really just an experiment in my mind. But in both situations, it just took us a couple of years to get going. And I know that rhythm, and I'm expecting that rhythm. I'm anticipating right here, right now, here in Vegas. And so with the Raiders and this opportunity, I feel like I've been there before. And I'm going to bank on that. And I'm going to follow my instincts and support with John and through as we extend to leadership in a way that we're going to be proud of. And we're going to be fired up about who we are and what we stand for. We have a great following in the Raider Nation, and they've done amazing. They've made an amazing statement globally, and I'm so proud to be part of that and recognizing that we get to represent our following. And here in Las Vegas, to do it in this setting right here, where people wait to come see us, they can't wait to see what we're all about, wherever our fans come from. We do want to fill our stadium up with our guys. I know that we have a good draw for people from out of town. There you go. There you go.
Is that my boy Marshawn? We got to do it back, right? Red. That's not even. Hold on. Raiders. Right. Gotta throw it right back to him. That was dope.
Talking about. Hey, Mark, settle down a little bit. But it's real. This is a real challenge for us, and we're going to go arm in arm, John and I, and we're going to put this thing together in a way that's going to make you proud. Just to get to the very top of the last couple programs I was with, we're starting right now, going for it immediately. We don't have some timeline. We got to make it 5 or 6 years down the road. That's not what we're thinking. We're going to start right now to go after it and build this team as quickly as we can. As John saw Max back there, Max, send the message, man. We're coming after you. We're going to come find you guys and get this thing rolling as soon as possible with the highest of expectations, with a mentality that will drive high performance in a way that hopefully everybody's going to hear us and they're going to know us. And so I'm really proud to take on that challenge. So thrilled to be here. Thanks again to Mark and Tom and guys. Thank you here. Away we go. Let's go. Raiders Nation.
All right. I mean, I love what he's saying so far, right? It's really, really refreshing to have a coach with experience, a coach that doesn't need like a gimmick to sell, right? Like Pete's just out here being himself, doing his thing, and just ready to get to work. Very confident, knows the importance of getting along with everybody in the building, stuff like that. And it's refreshing to hear, we'll see what this does. There's more to watch though. Let me see.
Let's go, baby. For what it takes to make this thing strong and right, it has just hit me.
All right. That's good enough. Let's see what is happening on Instagram.
Stadium up with our guys. I know that we have a good draw for people from out of town. There you go. We do want to.
You'd have a surprise visitor.
Oh,
Look at this.
Were you up there the whole time? Or you just hide?
You ain't hear me yelling at you?
No, I didn't. Was that you that yelled?
Yeah,
You the one that said
yeah,
that?
true.
You the one yelled Raiders?
Who else been that way?
With Root Insurance.
Max Crosby in the house. Me, Perron, Spike.
Straight out of Compton. Straight out of Compton.
Yeah, Max is not going nowhere. Max just wants a coach, to play for, right? And it's super frustrating to not know who you're going to play for. But this is what Pete does. This is Pete's job. And this is what I was saying with our last head coach, where, yeah, he can get guys to play for him. He inspires people, but that's just 1% of the job, right? Well, not 1%, but that's just a little part of the job. That when you hire a head coach, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to get your team ready to play for them and stuff like that. So Pete, I think, is going to have that, no problem. But yeah, I'm liking it.
Oh, no, I didn't just hear a smoke detector. What? Oh, no, I didn't just hear a smoke detector.
I'm pretty sure it was a shoe.
John, make sure you guys catch my show tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific.
My mom and my dad, I wish they could be here today.
Wherever our fans come from, we do want to fill our stadium up with our guys. I know that we have a good draw for people.
The Raiders recently hired head coach Pete Carroll, and general manager John Spytek just recently did their very first presser, and they dropped some really interesting information. General manager John Spytek told us that he's going to turn over every single stone to get that quarterback, while Pete Carroll broke down exactly what he's looking for the guy that's going to run the offense.
Coach Walsh taught me a long time ago that it's the hardest position in professional sports to play, and so we need to make it as easy for them as possible. And we'll go about doing that by running the football, protecting them, taking care of the ball, playing great defense, and kicking the football when we want to kick it.
Finding a quarterback will be key for the Las Vegas Raiders, but putting together a coaching staff that can take this team to the next level will be a huge part of the Raiders' success. And when asked about this specifically, Carroll confirmed exactly what he's looking for.
If you want to be on a great team, you need to be a great teammate. And so teaching what that's all about and instilling that in the makeup of our program is going to be crucial. And the central theme in the program is always going to be competition, and that's where it starts.
The Raiders recently hired head coach Pete Carroll and general manager John.
Why did bro wear a Stanford shirt to troll him? It's fucked up. Oh, let's see what else.
You'll see that, but we'll show them the way. And it all starts with competition. I mean, you're either competing or you're not. And I'm going to make sure that that's really clear to these guys from the moment they get here. We're going to go out and draft a class, and there'll be a few free agents who maybe we'll be able to attract.
All right. So I put this one up. Can I see the results here? All right, let me look at it on my phone. I can't even. All right, so I'm pretty sure Russell Wilson won and are lost, right? I know people don't want Russell Wilson as our quarterback. Number one, I am a huge Russell Wilson fan. Just his story's, pretty crazy, right? He was, I think, 3rd round pick, came in, benched Matt Flynn, who we'll talk about later. Bench Matt Flynn, and then he pretty much took him to the Super Bowl and won it, and then lost it. And I mean, it's not all his fault, right? As we've seen, as having a quarterback as Carr, right? Now that everything is under the quarterback's control and they can just do the best they can, and that means we win, right? A lot of things need to go right, and things for the Seahawks did not go right to get them another chip. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Russell Wilson. He went to Denver and kind of stunk up the field, but I don't think Sean Payton's a very good coach. And I think Mike Tomlin is a very good coach, and he went to the Steelers, right? I was very upset. I wanted him to be a Raider. I'm a big Derek Carr fan. I talk about him a lot, right? But I remember when Russell Wilson was first having issues with the Seahawks, he came out with a list, and the Raiders were on that list. Number one, I felt it was super disrespectful, right? Like we got our quarterback. But number two, if we were going to move on from Carr, I wouldn't mind, some Russ, And so didn't happen. I wanted him to go to the Raiders last year, especially on the Broncos' dime. Didn't happen. But he ended up going to the playoffs. And I know people are mad or don't like him or whatever. But if Russell Wilson came to the Raiders last year and, we went to the playoffs last year, I'm pretty sure we want him back, right? And so if we can get him, I'm down. As history shows for the Raiders and the Seahawks, it's a pretty good chance we're going to get him. We see a lot of the Patriot way that came to the building, but if you go to like Raiders history between the Seahawks and the Raiders, there's been a lot of pickups on the Raiders side for the Seahawks, right? The first one that I can remember is Aaron Curry, right? How did we get him? Did he get traded? Yep. So we got him for a 7th round pick in October 2011. So we got him 2011, right? The next one I can think of is Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn, right, is the guy that had that great game in Green Bay, and then went to the Seahawks, got paid, and Russell Wilson ended up taking his job, and we ended up getting that guy who was terrible. Matt Flynn traded to the Raiders for a 5th round pick in 2014. So boom, another Seahawks player, right? Who's next? Who came first? Was it Bruce Irvin that came first or Malcolm Smith? It was Malcolm Smith that came first. Oh, and not even if we go way before then, Zach Miller, we gave them, to the Seahawks. So it's just a history between the teams, right? Of us kind of just, that's not the Malcolm Smith we're looking for. Malcolm Smith went to the Raiders. Then we got Bruce Irvin, right? Bruce Irvin went to the Raiders. Marshawn Lynch went to the Raiders. And so Pete Carroll is now a Raider. As history shows it, Russell Wilson might be on his way. So Mr. Unlimited, maybe a Raider sooner than we think. Hopefully, it's nothing where we should commit to him for a number of years, right? Maybe 3-4 years max. Bridge, quarterback to draft a rookie and have a real leadership in there, have a real culture in there so we can, build something versus all these little get-rich-quick schemes that Mark Davis seems to be doing. So that's my opinion about pretty much with everything going on about the Raiders. Let's see. All right, let's go on Twitter for a little bit.
Taking shots and shots and shots. They traded, they drafted guys high. They find their way to Russell. I mean, what an unbelievable move that was. You know, I was reminded the way that they started in Seattle at the quarterback position in particular. They just kept taking shots and shots and shots. They traded, they drafted guys high. They find their way to Russell. I mean, what an
That's a good take. Let's see.
Had Ben Johnson. We never made an offer to Ben Johnson. And, he's a Chicago Bear.
When you looked at John,
No, we didn't think we had Ben Johnson.
Who asked that question? What a goof. Why are we still talking about Ben Johnson? Who fucking cares?
She's harder to get home than anybody else is when it comes to football. My mom and my dad, I wish they could be here today. My dad is actually getting hip surgery right now, a hip replacement, so he can get back on the golf course.
John, when I covered you as an intern at the Detroit Lions, up in Bill Keenest's office with Matt and Sheldon, and you came in and they called you the whiz kid.
I didn't know that till you put that out there, a week ago? And all my friends found it. I was the whiz apparently for the past 20-something years.
Yeah. And still laughing with them today. I mean,
Yeah,
they talk about you
no
were
idea.
a Hondo Carpenter from SI. John, when I covered you as an intern at the Detroit Lions, up in Bill Keenest's office with Matt and Sheldon, and you.
I hate that name, whiz kid.
Most important to build the team the right way so we can support the quarterback in the right way, whoever it is. And we are certainly going to look everywhere possible to find a quarterback. We all know how important that position is. But, you know, my belief, if we can support Aiden a little bit better, maybe he can play at a level that can help us win. Maybe there's an older guy out there that we can sign. Maybe we can support a rookie too. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it. But the team has to be built in a manner to
What's
make the
up,
quarterback's job as
Bursky?
easy
How
as
you doing,
possible.
brother?
Well, I think it's most important to
Thank you
build
for,
the team the right
joining.
way so we can support the quarterback in the right way, whoever it is. And we are certainly going to look everywhere possible to find a quarterback. We all know how important that position is. But, you know, my belief, if we can support Aiden a little bit better, maybe he can play at a level that can help us win. Maybe there's an older guy out there that we can sign. Maybe we can support a rookie.
The past 9 years has been to see the NFL, and it's in totality every year. So yes, I'm familiar with it. We obviously played the Raiders this year in Tampa Bay. My first order of business is going to begin with Coach here. We're going to talk more about the kind of player we want, what it looks like at every position, the kind of person we want. To me, it's vitally important. You're going to hear, I think both of us continue to talk about that. What does it mean to be a Raider? What are the qualities that we're going to stand for? What are the qualities that everybody that comes into this building is going to stand for? I take that very personally and very seriously as a responsibility of mine. It's like the scouts are in charge of finding the right kind of people to bring into an organization. There's no greater responsibility, I don't think, than that. We will be what our character kind of will be our fate, in a sense. And you know, we're looking for first people that love football, that want to compete every day, or there just won't be a place for you here, and that's okay. We want it to be a hard team to make. We want it to be a hard job every day, but for those that are willing to step up to that challenge. And
What's up, Ralph? How you doing, brother?
We've both lived it. We know what it looks like. So I'm less concerned about.
Guys, I know we have a good draw for people.
Bro, that clip is everywhere. That's crazy. Oh, I'm so sick of these Chiefs, man.
With John Gruden. He was somebody that I brought in and really expected to be that person on the football side that would bring stability to the organization. He had a 10-year contract and all that, and his head was chopped off. And we were put in a really bad position as an organization. And we tried, I guess it was 18, with John Gruden.
All right, y'all. That's all we got today. Good stuff. Very excited for Pete Carroll. Hopefully future Russell Wilson too. But have a good night.